It is a great honor for me to be welcoming you all to this inaugural Telecom Technology Development Fund Symposium. This venue itself is a symbol of powerful synergy between the academia and industry, and we are here to celebrate and strengthen. In fact, we gather today not merely as participants of the workshop, but as architects of a national mission. The symposium represents a critical confluence where a high-level strategic vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat and J Anusandhan meets the focused, on-the-ground execution required to turn that vision into a tangible reality. The energy and intellectual capital present here today are the very forces that will propel India into the next era of digital leadership. Our purpose over the next 3 days is to channel this collective power to focus and foster a vibrant culture of collaborative innovation and to ensure that our national ambitions are matched by flawless execution and impactful outcomes. The TTDF is far more than a funding mechanism. It is the department's flagship strategic instrument designed to create sovereign capabilities in a sector that is critical for our economic progress, national security, and social development. It is a deliberate and decisive step away from being a passive technology adopter to becoming a proactive technology developer, innovator, and global standard setter. As mentioned earlier by DDG TTDF in his opening remarks, the TTDF is actively supporting 120 diverse research and development projects with a total sanctioned investment exceeding rupees 500 crores. The primary objective of this symposium over the next 2.5 days is to facilitate deep and meaningful interaction. It is an opportunity for all of us to get together, understand what each of us is working on. Maybe there are collaboration opportunities, shared opportunities to work together. There's surely learnings, maybe some of which will lead to an emergence of a synergy which creates something truly impactful and truly useful for our country. Secondly, this is a platform hand-holding and strengthening the mentorship network. The DOT officers and experienced professors shall be playing a pivotal role in project deliberations, offering their technical expertise and insights. They shall be instrumental in fostering collaboration and synergy among projects, guiding R&D and standardization efforts. Finally, we'll use this opportunity to define clear deliverables and milestones. By bringing all the stakeholders together, we can collectively align expectations and ensure that every project has a clear, well-defined path to success, scaling, and which in turn would contribute meaningfully to our national goals. In closing, I want to emphasize that the DOT is here not as a regulator or as a distant government entity, but as an enabler, as a participant, and as somebody to facilitate this process in the most constructive manner. We are deeply invested in your success. This symposium is your platform. I urge each and every one of us to seize this opportunity with both hands. I'll also request that we engage in the presentations over the next 2.5 days, participate actively in those deliberations, and be generous with your knowledge sharing and with your constructive comments and suggestions and opinions. I also request that we challenge our peers, seek out new collaborators, and connect with each one of us present here. Let's work together with a shared sense of purpose. Let's ensure that the projects funded under TTDF deliver solutions that are practical, scalable, and aligned with our national goals. Let's continue to innovate with purpose, collaborate with intent, and deliver results that will make India a true leader in the global economy. Thank you very much, and I wish the symposium all the best.
I think it is a moment in India's destiny that the time for us to do leapfrog in innovation has come. The government for the last 10 years and to various programs, namely in the recent past, the Quantum Mission, the R&D fund, is taking a lot of steps to ensure that we enable this process. Now, enable is a necessary condition, but not a sufficient condition. I mean, all engineers know this term by heart. What we really need, and as is the three words which have been captured in this today, is to collaborate with each other to make sure that the limited resources which India has, which you and I contribute through taxpayer every year, 31st March, is put to maximum use. TTDF is one of those good initiatives, as Professor Kamakoti said, that we have roughly done 120 projects over the last 2.5 years in various aspects of communication and telecom technology. Many things which can make your life easy so that you can focus on research. So towards that end, I open the floor. Please feel free, emboldened to say whatever you want. I can assure you that it will not be held against you. Please go ahead. There's a lady at the back. Let her, she raised her hand.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I just want to echo the same concerns which are mostly administrative. Right now also it's the first trans which has been relieved, and that is not proportionate to the first year sanction. And we have been told that as soon as you finish the first trans, you can submit your utilization certificate and you get the next grant, which is again a process of 2 months. So what do we do with the salaries of the staff which has to be given during that time? And for almost this 2 months, we would have no funds with us. And again, I echo the way the last grant has to be released, which is 25%, which is a very good, a good proportion. We are being told that you complete the project, and once you complete the project, then the 25% amount will be released. Once the project is complete, sir, how do we utilize the pending 25%? I would request and submit before you that, sir, please look at the financial issues, because that is in my last 15 years, most of the projects, they suffer on this account, sir. Please. Thank you.
So let me, since this question has been raised twice on this 25%, I think the idea maybe when the guideline was formed is to incentivize you to finish the project, right? Many projects remain unfinished, and that is why they're saying. So is there any other way to ensure incentivization without this stipulation? If you can think of a formulation, let us know.
Background, and we have been collaborator in a couple of 6G projects. One challenge I see is like when the TTDF started, startups and MSMEs has opportunities to even participate and get a grant also. If you are an early stage company, but you have the right skill set to participate in 6G development, and if the funds are not available, then it becomes very difficult, sir. So like this, specifically the 6G one, the fund goes to the academic institute, not to the startup. But we have to also invest time, energy.
It should go to startups also, is what you're saying.
Right.
Not just limited to academics.
Yeah.
But academic institutions are also supposed to tie up with startups, etc., because there has to be some sutradhar. That was the idea, but right, I hear you.
Sure.
Yeah. Please, go ahead.
100 projects have been funded in one go by a funding agency. So many people said it was slow, but I would say it was still fast compared to DST and other funds that we receive time to time. So thank you, thanks a lot. And one thing I would like to say that we signed the agreement in December, but money came in March. So still the date of the project is December. So our research offices at IIT Delhi, like finance and other institute, they follow the documents basically. So still the date is in December, which is not right. So the day we have received the money, that should be the project start date.
Okay.
That 25% thing is a real issue because IIT will not give us any loan. So there's no way to continue the project if we don't have that 25% money. And so the DOT agreement that we have signed is mainly meant for tendering for like procurement, which DOT has been doing time to time from industry, right? Not for academic research. If you look at the agreement, it is not made for this academic research. So I think that needs some.
So can you amongst you form a small group to look at this document and suggest what changes we should do?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
happy
जो
to
आप लोग
take a-
जो आप लोग भुक्तभोगी हैं
Right.
इस टेंडर डॉक्यूमेंट के, maybe 4 or 5 of you can get together
Right, sir.
and suggest that, sir, these are the problems, and if we can do them differently, we'll be
And-
grateful.
And sir, last one more thing about startup as
Yeah.
raised by that. I'm also having a startup at IIT Delhi. Sir, we need to invest a lot more in startups. And I was just talking to someone who has a big company in China. He said there was a day in China, if you just show the PPT, you will get the money from the government. That's the reason they are doing so well. So nowadays there are funds, there are schemes, but there's a lot of scrutiny, a lot of protocols, and which delays. So we need to work on that part. Like normally it has been 2.5 years since I joined IIT Delhi. I've raised more than 15 CR. I would say it's fairly easy to raise money in India, but it's far, far tough to spend that money. GTE, JAM and all those things are there. And I know that there's a recent order which says this will be eliminated.
So one of the solutions
in a
which
faster way.
people have offered to funding of VCs, effective funding of VCs of startups is through VCs, to create VC funds. So instead of government giving funds directly to startup, one of the solutions has been that you give it to a set of VCs who will then leverage that fund with 1:10 or 1:1 or something. I
sir-
don't know if there is an alternative solution to doing that.
Sir, we are IDEX winner, and in IDEX we have to match the funding, and it was very, very difficult to get the VC fund because VC just look at the business. They don't care whether it is deep tech fund, whether it will bring business after 10 years. So government has to take initiative for that deep
Okay,
tech fund.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.